Today, I'm critiquing the penthouse at the Blue Water Island in Dubai, and then I'm gonna give it an Arvin score at the end of the video. So if you ever decide to buy or remodel a penthouse, you won't make the same mistakes. I'm Arvin Hadad. I'm the guy who makes sure you have the highest resale value when you build or remodel your property. Let's watch this video together.
Hey guys, it's Nesta. We're back with another house tour, and this is a special one. Today we're in one of the most luxurious duplex penthouses on Blue Waters Island, in one of the tallest buildings on Blue Waters Island. Surrounding us, incredible ocean views and some of the most famous attractions like the tallest Ferris wheel in the world, the Ain Dubai, and the Jumeirah Beach residences.
Okay, here where we are. This is the party island, okay? Great location, fantastic area. It's really geared towards bachelors, tourists coming in, not that much for locals. Is that a fake plant? Why are you zooming into that?
So we'll start the tour coming into the apartment. And as this is the penthouse, this is the only apartment on this floor. So the elevator comes out, and as soon as you step outside, you already see that level of luxury. But if it's not evident out there, as soon as we step inside here, you definitely know you're coming into one of the nicest penthouses in Dubai.
Okay, so you enter the apartment from the center. This is really critical for a long property, okay? Otherwise, you really have to walk a lot through one side to the other side. So far, I like it, right? The building is really long. You enter from the center. You have the wow factor. You have that foyer. So far, so good.
But let's take a look at the foyer first. I mean, just wow. The materials, color tones that they've used, meticulously designed. Every corner, every wall, all the floors, so nothing is plain. We look at the floors, beautiful white marble, but that white has been contrasted by all these dark elements. First, there's a 300-kilogram block of marble which holds up this beautiful sculpture.
That's not heavy enough. It should have been a ton, because that's the definition of luxury. Let's focus on what the design philosophy here is, right? Because I can't figure it out. You have fabric walls, which they've found it necessary to add mirrors on top of it, like it wasn't enough of a design element. And then you have these kind of a mid-century geometric shape, which is kind of cool. And then a block of marble floors, and a statue of a cat from ancient Egypt. Too much. I can't even tell what the design philosophy is, unless it's like maximalism to its max.
Now, coming into this great room, there's dual pocket doors which slide into the wall seamlessly. And if you wanted to close this space off, for example, if you were entertaining, you could have all the bedroom spaces and keep that private. There's also a separate entrance into the backyard, the outdoor terrace.
Okay, pay attention to this door because it's going to come into play. This was a completely remodeled unit. It used to look like this. Now they've rearranged the kitchen, the family room, the formal living space in a matter that you're going to see right now, and pay attention to see if it actually helped or hurt the unit.
So even if you were hosting, you can have people coming in through there and not disturbing the rest of the home, which I'll show you that passageway as we come back around once we've toured this whole area. But stepping in here, oh my God, it takes your breath away. And I'm so excited to show you all these different details. So first, we've got the dining area here off to the side. Seats 10, beautiful marble table on top, chandeliers hanging down. And even if you look above on the chandeliers, even the cables above have been wrapped in this leather, which, as I said, this has been meticulously designed, so nothing that isn't super luxury is showing. And of course, that view onto the terrace, the seating at the back, those shadows coming through, oh my God, I can't wait to take you outside. Now, if we look over here, we've got the kitchen area.
Right by the front door. How uncommon and unorthodox that is in Dubai, you have no idea. You always, not just in the Western world, but especially in the Middle Eastern culture, you got to enter through the majlis or the formal living space. Over here, you enter through the kitchen. You have Ramadan 1 month a year. Not everyone's going to be hungry when they walk in, okay? Now pay attention to how they've positioned the kitchen over here as to where it used to be and how it breaks up the room.
The back wall, there's so many different materials lined with leather and wood, and there are some secret doors, which I can't wait to show you in just a second. You'll see the Gaggenau appliances. You've got the convection oven here at the back, wine cooler with the push to open fridge freezer combo right here. Now, integrated into the island is the Gaggenau induction cooktop.
Is that a single cooktop? Oh my God, this huge island? This is the tiniest cooktop I've ever seen. Very tiny for a property of this caliber.
Beautiful drawers underneath. And if you just open up the drawers, you can see the lining on the interior has wood, all top of the range materials, which I thought was a really nice touch to come with the apartment. I'll turn that off so it doesn't start making a noise. You may notice that this looks just like a wood paneled wall, but this is actually a door.
It looks like somebody skinned a tiger. It's really aggressive wood pattern, which I'm questioning if it actually exists in wild.
But this is actually a door into the powder room, which has been wrapped in grey marble. There's a huge mirror on the entry, extending this space even further.
So your powder room is in your kitchen? Are you serious? Your guests coming in, they have to go through the kitchen? Now pay attention. They've pushed this wall back, okay? And it was much narrower. So rightfully so, they've pushed the space back, but they've repositioned the kitchen to the front as to keeping the kitchen to where it was and letting the kitchen be that separation between the, formal living room, the dining room, or the TV room, family room. They've moved it. And by doing so, your powder room ends up in your kitchen.
We come back outside, we're going further into the kitchen where we've got these glass cabinets here. And if you look now, they've used a different type of marble just to contrast against the white marble that we have below. You open the cupboards up, glass shelving, and you can just take a closer look at those veins in that marble. Absolutely stunning.
This is very interesting because all the material they're using is a very interesting, bespoke. You can tell like they've been hand-picked stone, veneers, all the marbles, like they're picking right material. But you would never put two really busy materials right next to each other like that. And when you put them so close to each other, you don't let any of them breathe and show itself off. And you take that significant out of it and you just make it really busy, and eventually it starts showing its age much quicker than it should.
Now we go further into the home. There's a small little sink here at the back, storage all around with the Gaggenau dishwasher integrated into those cupboards.
Why is your dishwasher over there by the living room? This is so strange. It's so strange. It's like the kitchen continues into the living room over here.
Now we move into the living area and just, oh my God, what an impression it is. Beautiful seating arrangement. Now all this is perched on this beautiful soft carpet here at the back.
Did you notice what happened here? How do you like it? Do you like the family room in the middle, having your TV against the view? This is a view property. You got ocean views all throughout, and this is where you're putting your TV. Now pay attention to where the piano is, and there's a whole space behind the piano that actually opens up, which they've decided to cover and have it, very flush wall all the way through this really long format hallway, where they could have had a much bigger opening at the end. So as you walk through, the space would have opened up much nicer to the backyard or the terrace swimming pool area, and they haven't done that.
At the back, small little entertainment space. Got a seating here in the corner, beautifully lit now by that sun, which is setting over on the other side, with the piano at the back.
Yeah, because this is what people like to do. Like they play the piano and then they jump in the swimming pool and they come back and play the piano again. What are you doing? You should have put the piano in the foyer. That's so obvious.
Now, while we're here, well, let's see those secret doors. So firstly, behind these wood panels, beautiful grains on the exterior as well. You give it a little push to open and it reveals the dumbwaiter, which goes down to the service kitchen.
So your service kitchen lines up with your family room or piano room. This should have been on the other side. The whole point of this dumbwaiter is to be very seamless and people don't notice it. Like, hey guys, stop the piano. Food is coming. This is so strange.
And behind this panel here is these service stairs, which also lead directly into the service kitchen. Also a door leading to the corridor, which goes out to the backyard, which we'll see in just a second.
Why? Why didn't you push this back? And I looked at the plans. This wasn't even structural. This space could have opened up. I don't know what they were trying to do. Why would you want to have a secret passageway for your guests to go through the swimming pool without coming to your house? Who are you inviting to your property? That they can come to the swimming pool, and if they have to use the restroom, they have to come into the house. Otherwise, they're peeing in your pool. But you just have to create a separate hallway for them to get there. Idiotic. This could have been a great place for the TV room. Great place against that wall where you could watch TV, you could, jump out in the swimming pool, enjoy it, come back, watch sports, have that indoor-outdoor flow that you have and none of the other units have. Such a missed opportunity.
But now it's time to finally head outside. We've got these huge floor-to-ceiling glass sliding windows which fully open up this corner onto the backyard. And once you open up those floor-to-ceiling automated glass sliding doors, it feels like now the outdoors is connected with the indoors. And just stepping out, wow, this is incredible. It feels like you've got your very own villa inside of a penthouse. Beautiful dining setup, nicely dressed for us. Seats 8, perched on this carpet.
Okay, so far so good. You got outdoor dining. I would have liked to see a little bit more shelves on that wall. Give that a little bit of a, resort. I think that really adds that, gives you that party vibe that you would expect from a really cool hip penthouse on a hip island. They just haven't gone all the way with it, but the swimming pool is awesome. The outdoor space is great. You have plenty of seating around it. It seems very private. The worst part is the ridiculous fake plants that they've added. It's so obvious from so far away all these plants are fake. It would have been nice if you had a proper gardener. You would have had plants outside that would have actually, given a little bit of a, real nature, not plastic nature.
As we step to the other side, we go up onto this wooden elevated platform. And in behind me, I love how they've utilized this greenery, which gives you that bit of extra privacy from the view over there. So the main view is onto the ocean in the back. Now, what's great about this area is if you look up, it's open right now, but when it gets a bit too hot, when that sun is right at its peak, you've got these automated sliding covers which go all the way across and cover this whole area.
Really like this rooftop pool. It's really cool. It really feels like a mid-century home. You've got everything. You've got a bar, you've got beds, you've got dining, you've got lounge area, you got seating arrangement. It seems very private. You overlook beautiful views. It's really sad that the inside really did not connect whatsoever to this. They missed the opportunity to have that indoor-outdoor flow of getting in, getting out, and it just doesn't have that.
Now follow me around the side here. There's this terrace which extends all the way down. As I said, throughout this home they've utilized all the spaces so perfectly. So firstly there's this cool little swing seat here on the side, and I mean this has got to be the perfect spot to have your morning coffee. This elevated bar made out of travertine high chairs in the front, looking directly onto the ocean. I mean, just incredible. And at the back, if you don't want to sit in the high chairs, perfect little small lounge area. And because the sun rises on this side and sets on the other side, it's perfect for the morning. So you can sit, chill.
Okay, we're going to talk about the views later. It's very dynamic. I really like it. I like how you're not just like facing straight up north. You see the coastline. It's a little bit more dynamic. You see some skyscrapers on the side. It's cool. It's a cool view.
Now, right by the corner of the barbecue area is the service corridor, which leads all the way back to the elevators. So I'll see you guys in the foyer.
So why did you have that door? Did you just notice this? There's 2 doors right there. They either had a powder room over there or the laundry room because they misplaced it. But that extra door is just mind-blowing for me because there's nothing structural over there. They could have pushed this wall completely back, encompassed this in, and they just didn't do it. And before they actually remodeled, they had this space. So they took efforts to create a hallway there, which they really didn't need.
Now Now we're back in the foyer. We came through the corridor right down to the elevators, and from the foyer we're going to go directly into the primary bedroom. We go by the staircase and the office, but I'll talk about that in detail as we explore the rest of the bedrooms downstairs. Now, stepping into the primary bedroom, firstly, it's a treat for you guys because we usually leave the primary bedroom for the end of the video, but it's a treat for us as well. Stepping in here, it just feels incredible how open it is, and there's so many different spaces.
Because they've combined two rooms. There used to be a primary suite here and also a secondary smaller bedroom, let's say a nursery, and they've taken that out. Now, that's fine if you decide to take it that direction. You're trying to just really optimize for that bachelor demographic, right? I told you guys this is more of like a party island. Think of it as Las Vegas of Dubai. So I'm not super concerned with this, but we just have to see if they've really committed to this bachelor penthouse. Are they taking all the other steps to, target that demographic or not on the lower floor?
Now we head into the closet, which is made by Polyform. Glass cabinets lining the entire wall. You open it up, you've got different compartments in each, so they've all been specifically designed.
Okay, this is really disappointing. You do have a lot of cabinet, but it's really a galley walk-in closet. When you combine two rooms, you should really try to give this closet an experience where it has a seating area, maybe an island, not like a long experience where you have to walk up and down from it to pick your outfits. It just doesn't look pretty. It gets the job done, but I was expecting a better space for the walk-in closet than this.
But now, let's head into the bedroom area. And I always say, you're in an ultra luxury home. When you've got that much space, the bed isn't against the wall. You've placed it in the center of the room, and it just stands out so nicely against those darker tones. They've used a kind of nautical blue for the felt bed frame, which is the curves on the edges.
Okay, this palette so far in the primary suite, to me, is the most luxurious and probably the least expensive. Why? Because it's simple. It goes on to tell you that you really don't need to spend a lot of money on really expensive material to justify the price if you're a developer or for yourself, like you're comparing yourself to Joneses. No, it really matters if you bring the palette together, right? Using texture, color palettes, and then furniture, pillows, and really bring that character in.
Now that nautical blue, I think that it goes with this yacht theme design. They've used elements of wood in the ensuite bathroom. Beautiful design, especially as it feels like it's connected to the primary bedroom area because you've got glass panels on the exterior.
Okay, I think they've used quartz over here. Very simple, very calm. I like it. I like the design of the vanity. It's really cool, kind of inviting, brings you in. And this whole concept of opening your bathroom to your bed area, setting the bed in the middle, and then having a living room, it's very bachelor, okay? Again, but I don't have a problem with this. You have a freaking swimming pool on the penthouse, right? So it's fine if you want to take it that way, but you just have to execute it throughout the whole property. You can't make the upstairs a bachelor house and then downstairs a family home.
Now at the back is the bathtub area. Now, you've got this decking leading up. That's why I said it feels like a boat. With that nautical blue and those wooden tones, it feels like its very own yacht, especially with the curves of the dual floating countertop. Now, the bathtub is built into that wood, and of course, the main reason is elevated is so you can enjoy the incredible views looking onto the sunset now.
No, the main reason it's elevated is because you would have gone downstairs. There's another floor down there, okay? But yeah, it does raise you up. You get better views from the bathtub. Now, the orientation of this unit, it's a penthouse. You got 3 different exposures, but your main exposure is west, which is really good because otherwise you'll be facing north and you're not going to get as much natural light. But over here, I like this coastline view. Now, you could argue it looks like there are a bunch of factories out there or properties under construction, but overall, I don't hate it. I think it's at least engaging. You get 50% water, 50% land, and those lights at nighttime really give you a night view as to if you were directly ocean view, you had like black, like you wouldn't see anything. So it's not bad. I like it. We call this a queen necklace view where you get the kind of the coastline coming in. Not bad.
Now at the back of the ensuite bathroom, we've got the walk-in shower enclosed in glass, and something we've never seen before. They've used a polished wood on the floors.
While those residences are looking into us. And I don't know if, having blinds over here is really goes with the aesthetics of a shower. Like you should have found the right way of giving this shower privacy. But overall, the bathroom layout, very efficient.
Now let's head back to the staircase where at the top there's a small landing area which has the office. Now there's a transition now onto these wooden floors in this nice pattern, giving it a little bit of extra dimension. Now all those sharp angles that you see from the wooden floors, they've incorporated it into the desk setup, which has a marble countertop. You'll see those sharp angles on the edges and even on the table legs underneath.
Okay, it's interesting place to position the office if it's a bachelor house, okay? Why? Because if you're a bachelor, there's no one else at the property, right? You're by yourself, you're there, you can get your work done on the same level, you get tired, pool is right there, the bedroom is right here, very comfortable, okay? However, if this was geared towards a family, horrible place to put it. Like you just have no privacy to get any work done.
Now all around us you'll see the wood-clad walls with a combination of marble where you've got this shelving placed beautifully on that marble. But of course, each one of the spaces in this home has a direct view onto the ocean in the back. As we head down the staircase, you'll see there's glass banisters all around. Keeps this space really open. Beautiful chandelier hanging down, illuminating this whole area.
See, I really like this chandelier. There's elements of this kind of a vintage, older 1960s, I want to say, that I think it would have really doubled down on the sophistication of a unit, like made it a really like a gentleman's bachelor pad than, full on, let me do marble because everyone else is doing marble. This whole like geometric shapes they were working with, the wood panelings and everything. And some of the furniture shows glimpses of hope. Like there was someone there trying to keep an anchor, but then someone else was in the design process was like, no, I want this too. I want this too. I want this too. And they've just kind of, like they left the path.
Now at the bottom of the stairs is a corridor leading to all the different rooms. And from there, if you come a little bit closer, you can see now why they've incorporated louvers. It's because it still keeps this space open. If they had just a wood-clad wall, it would feel maybe a bit enclosed. This way, you can see that staircase.
Yeah, that did the trick. You can't even yawn over here. It's so narrow. When you're coming downstairs, if you have a bachelor pad, you want to create a central location where your homies, when they're staying over at your bachelor pad, can congregate downstairs. Let's say it's really hot out there. You have a media room maybe, because you didn't get much of a TV room upstairs. You get an area, maybe a pool table, maybe a game room, something down here, which you should come down the stairs that you come to that opening, not to a hallway that looks like going with the nautical theme, that hallway in the middle of a boat, not ideal.
Follow me to the end of the corridor. We're now going into the junior suite, but by any other standard, this would be a primary bedroom. In the entrance area, there's a small little seat. Now this whole bedroom has this kind of open concept design where you've got the wet spaces and bedroom divided by this divider wall. On one side, you've got the ensuite bathroom area. You've got the dual floating vanity, marble countertops, and wooden drawers underneath with beautiful curved mirrors above.
Okay, again, same vibe and energy as the bedroom upstairs on a smaller scale. Design overload. I really like the bathroom vanities and the setup they have, but again, going overwhelming with this new pattern that we're experiencing with the square-shaped veneers on the cabinets. Too much, really unnecessary. Like it actually takes away from the property instead of really adding to it, because your vanity setup was good. But so far, this property is really screaming vacation rental to me. It seems like it has really good bedrooms for, let's say, 3 or 4 couples to rent together, pitch in together, to go to Dubai and really, have fun for a weekend, adults.
On the other side of the divider wall is the bed setup itself. Beautiful, soft leather bed frame with wood-clad wall in behind. You'll see that wood-clad wall moving all around with these brass details in between. On one side of the room, you've got the closet area, polyform cabinets with glass doors on the exterior.
Okay, it's very efficient, but I don't like the fact that it's in the line of sight. If you want to have an open closet like this, it should be tucked away somewhere else if you're trying to be efficient with your layout. You don't want to see it, because once you put your clothes in there, it's not going to look this pretty.
Now, the best thing about the junior suite is you have your very own outdoor terrace, and I can imagine this is where I would spend personally most of my time. Now let's head back to the corridor. We'll make our way further down. Now we come inside the next bedroom. It's not fully furnished, but you can see how it would be used. First, you've got the closet area on the entrance. Now, the same concept here as we saw in the junior suite. There's a divider wall between the wet areas and the bedroom area. On one side, you've got the floating vanity with the sink on top of the marble countertop, circular mirror above with a glamour light built in, and again, that textured wall on the exterior. Also, the water closet and walk-in shower enclosed in glass. Now this time the walk-in shower has this beautiful red marble.
Not about marble at all, but again, doesn't go with anything else in the property. They just saw it, they were like, we gotta use it. We have to use it.
Now on the other side of the divider wall is the bedroom area. Now of course you see there's no bed in here.
Yeah, because it would have taken the whole space. You had to roll over the bed to get from the other side to this side. This was a missed opportunity, 100%. This area where you take the stairs down should have been the downstairs living room. Everyone would have congregated over here. You would have had a less of a hallway experience also, because where they had the closet would have just opened up to the hallway. So it would have taken away from this really long galley, walkway that you had on this floor. And this is where everyone could have congregated on this lower floor. You could have had it as a media room, game room. It would have given functionality to this floor instead of this utilitarian setup.
Now let's make our way further down the corridor. We go by the staircase again. You can see this beautiful marble on the side of the wall here, contrast against the marbles that we have on the floors with beautiful veins inside.
Don't ever do this. This is ridiculous. Why the hell would you use marble on the floors downstairs? Is it like because you're subconscious about justifying the exit? Do you want to go bling as soon as you get out of your bed to go to the hallway? Why would you do this? Wouldn't like natural wood be a really obvious choice for the downstairs bedroom area? I can't believe it. Who the hell does this?
Now the next door on the side is the next guest bedroom. Beautiful office desk setup as you come in, something that you'd see out of Architectural Digest.
Okay, this is the smallest bedroom, a secondary bedroom. I'm fine with it. Some bedrooms don't have to be as big as the other ones, especially if you're, gearing this towards a vacation rental for tourists to come in and rent. You definitely need to have the right bedroom count. In this case, I would say, definitely minimum three, up to 4 bedrooms. That would justify the price where, you can charge a lot more where, a bunch of families get together or couples get together, pitch in and rent the property together and stay a longer period of time.
Now we head to the other side of the apartment where we've got these service spaces along the way. There's a small seating area, beautiful wood-clad wall. Those veins really pop against that felt we have lining the walls. Now, I told you there was the secret door from the staircase in the main living area. This is where it comes down to, nice wooden steps.
Why do we have a secret door to a secret stairway to come down over here? We're trying to hide the maids, but then it comes right down to the hallway where all the bedrooms connect to. Why did you decide to hide this secret stairway, close off your prime location in your family room that completely could have opened up to the pool area, to give a secret walkway that comes to the maid quarters? First of all, why do you even have maid quarters? Is this for a bachelor? Is this for a family? Or is this for a vacation rental? Why do you need, when it's a full service building?
Firstly, it's the service quarters. We step inside, transition onto these soft plush carpets. As we come in, the ensuite bathroom is enclosed in glass. Inside, there's a shower area.
Wow. They at least love their maids. This is some nice Calcutta marble. They have a close relationship. I salute that.
Now this room also isn't furnished, but obviously the bed setup would go inside here with cabinets at the back and an integrated desk. Now on the opposite side is the service kitchen, which has a beautiful stainless steel design, something you'd see in commercial kitchens. Firstly, there's the stainless steel table in the center. Now on one side, you've got the cooking area where it's got Bosch appliances this time.
Really nice. I like how clean, organized and professional it looks while it's oddly inviting. But the bigger question is, if you're really remodeling a bachelor apartment, wouldn't you want the demographic that you would attract to for resale value to be vacation rental? In a city where you have a every amenity at a snap of finger. You have DoorDash, you have all types of restaurants. Every single top tier restaurant in the world has a branch in Dubai. And you can have their food delivered to you like this. You decide to have a chef's kitchen, which really limits your space. You could have had another really amazing bedroom on this side and a family room, a game room. Really try to have enough bedrooms on the lower floor so you can get that justification for vacation rental, because this is not a family house whatsoever. You decided to take the small little bedroom away from the primary suite to have this. Again, it doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, let's give it an Arvin score. But before I do that, if you're planning to build or remodel your property and you want me to come look at the property in person, you can send me your plans. I will review it. So when I come there, I'm prepared and give you solutions. And the best part is, if you decide to commit to this world tour where I visit you and in your property or your project on site to give you my advice, if you'd like my ideas, you can get that whole amount that you invested in this visit credited to you towards the inner circle. I'm raising my prices from $55,000 to $65,000 in 2026. And guess what? You can start with a pause. If you will have the project to start later in 2026, you can pay right now. We can start with a pause and you still get one pause during that phase if your project slows down. So the project could technically go more than 12 months if you have delays in the middle. Okay, let's go over the Arvin score. Location. Look, it's an island. It's a smaller island. It's not the Bulgaria island or the Palm. It's really for tourists. I consider it the Las Vegas of Dubai. Overall, it's pretty cool. It's fun. I give it an 8. Building amenities. This is an easy one. They got everything. I mean, lists goes on and on and on. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, and there's a good reason for that, because they're always building a better one. So it's not going to be as good as the next one that is being built. And for that reason, it's going to get a 9. Views. Look, you get the ocean view. You get a little bit of palm, and then you get the Queen necklace view, except that Queen's necklace is kind of ugly. Okay. It's got some chimneys. It's got some industrial aspects to it. Doesn't really have a beautiful focal point center. I'm going to give it a 7. Unit orientation. You're west facing, you're north facing, you're east facing. You're going to get a lot of natural light coming in. I'm going to give it a 9. Layout. This is disappointing because they spent a ton of money on the finishes and not enough time and effort on the layout. It's really a failure because you walk in, you have the wow factor, and then you have to break your fast and iftar because it's Ramadan every day. And then you have to go to your living room, which it's really blocking your view. And then you have to play piano before you jump in the pool. You didn't use the best width that opened up to the pool area to give that family TV room, lounge area, the indoor-outdoor flow. You really screwed it up. Like, that was the whole point of this, pool penthouse. And again, you didn't give me the family room downstairs. You didn't give me that game room. You gave me a chef's kitchen in a city where the best restaurants in the world are, and no one goes there to have their chef cook for them. And then what kind of bachelor would want a chef? You just did not think about resale value, the demographic that would be interested in this property. I would have 100% geared it towards a vacation rental and really accommodated that to make sure you don't even have to sell it. You can just rent it and will produce a lot of income for you. And for that reason, I'm going to give it a 3. Building's architectural style. It's simple. They haven't taken too much risk and it shows. But that could be a disadvantage in a city where they're building incredible looking architecture. I'm consulting on 2 units in 2 different buildings that haven't even been built yet for the layout and modifying the finishes and everything. And this just does not even, compete. And that could be a negative for a city where there's so many flashy, interesting buildings going up. I'm going to give it a 6. Privacy. You are the top unit, meaning you don't have a neighbor above you and you only have one neighbor below you. And then you're elevated high enough and separated far away from other buildings that you get a lot of privacy for this. And for that reason, I'm going to give it a 9. HOA. Look, the fees are high, but they're not ridiculous compared to some other projects in Dubai. But most importantly, it was built in 2018. It has kind of passed the test of time. It's been, 7 years that it's been on the market. So I haven't seen any construction issue, lawsuits, or elements. You should do your own due diligence. But as far as I researched, it looked pretty solid. And for that reason, I'm going to give it an 8. Finishes. Look, they looked on the periodic table and they identified all the expensive elements. And they said, we want 3 of each. They went all out. To me, it didn't have a design identity. It was a showcase of I can match these elements together. I can put a palette over here. I can put a palette over here. It didn't have a cohesive look. But at some point, there was like a little ghost of this mid-century. Like I saw it in the chandeliers. I saw it in some of the wood paneling. There was something there they just didn't double down on it. They didn't anchor that one in. A lot of this stuff was also bespoke. I'm going to give it an 8. Scale and volume. The ceiling heights were average for the top floor, below average on the lower floor. The bedrooms were a good size, but overall, that whole main living room was long, and it just showed it that, the proportion of dimensions was not there, and they didn't help to open it up towards the end to give it that, golden ratio proportions at the end of it. I'm going to give it a 5. Okay, here's the Arvin score, and here's the triplex penthouse in Bangkok. It's very educational. You should check it out. If you want to join Inner Circle, check out the description. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the comments. Take care.